What is up, everybody? It's Frenchie Powell with Permaculture Northeast, bringing you guys videos on sustainable living and sustainable gardening. Today we're going to be covering the topic of life without deodorant. This was a topic that early on in my path to sustainability, if it were, that I came across the question like, can I live without adding this artificial deodorant to my body and whatever side effects it has, either now or down the road? Can I live without it? And I had questions like, will my natural body odor balance out over time, and stuff like that. And so I've been without deodorant for about a year now. And I wanted to cover some of my results and some of my research, hopefully answer some of the questions for you guys today if you're asking kind of the same questions that I was at the time. So let's get started. But before I start this video, I wanted to make kind of a huge disclaimer. I'm not promoting or bashing any deodorants out there, whether it's artificial or homemade. I know plenty of deodorants work for people. There are some conditions in where people will need them, and both homemade ones work for some people and don't work for others, and artificial ones work for some people and don't work for others. So I'm just talking about life without deodorant and sticking away from deodorant as a whole for this video. So without further ado, let's get started. First off, we know that from ancient manuscripts, pre-Roman time period, ancient people smelled. All right, this is not something that's new because of our 21st century, and it's not, if we get back to the ways we used to live, we won't have body odor. That is not true. All right, people had perfumes and deodorants well before modern time. So then, does your natural body odor balance out if you go cold turkey on the deodorant? No, it does not. And the reason it doesn't is how body odor works. It's pretty much just a ton of bacteria living in your armpits and smelly parts that feasts on the fatty acids that come out in your sweat. So it stands pretty accordingly that the more you sweat, the more you smell. Now, there are some other factors like diet, things like if you eat a lot of garlic, your sweat itself will have a garlicky scent to it. But the more fatty acids, the more fatty acids and the more sweat that you produce, the more the bacteria has food and a dark, warm, damp area to live, and it just flourishes out the wazoo. So how can we mitigate that? Well, there's a couple ways, all right? One is actually diet, all right? We covered garlic with diet, but what I found when I searched online, and so this isn't a hardcore research topic, this is from my anecdotal experience and from the anecdotal experiences of others, it seems that, I'll say it like that, it seems that diet really has an impact on smell. And I mentioned the garlic, but in other ways too, people who I've found who have tried to live without deodorant and just end up saying, you know, I smelled way too much, couldn't wait to get back. They really kind of ate the typical Western American diet of lots of fats, lots of meats, lots of dairy, stuff like that. And the people who I found very successfully living without deodorant and kind of, in my case as well, is we had a diet where there was either no or some meat. So not entirely vegan or vegetarian, but kind of that border transitional point where either they were all vegan or partially, not even partially vegetarian, they ate some meat. So, but they had a vastly reduced, what's called a plant slant diet. They ate far more plants and vegetables and fruits than they did meats, dairy, and the like. And so maybe it's because of fatty proteins and fatty acids in the food that then gets into the bloodstream, gets into the sweat. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't claim to be, so that's just what I've found. The days that I ate a lot more, or the weeks that I ate a lot more meat and a lot more cheese, I smelled rancor. So anyway, that's one. Another one is, yes, if you exercise a lot, or if you really do something that's stressful, or anything, or if you live a stressed life, if you do anything that gets your adrenaline up or really makes you uncomfortable, that will cause you to sweat more. I mean, picture the very nervous person standing up in front of a crowd and they've got those pit stains going on. That's just adding food for the bacteria. You can mitigate sweatiness with the the fatty acid count by actually diluting it. Apparently, according to research, if you are well hydrated, there are many there are many experiments that have shown that better hydration decreases body odor. So that's one of the research points from medical doctors and researchers. But anyway, so staying hydrated, and even things like if I play like Call of Duty on my phone, that's something that really gets my adrenaline going. If I play that quite a bit, I need to shower afterwards because, yeah, I'll start to smell. That being said, there's 3 general things that if you decide to go without deodorant to be aware of. There's 3 stages of smell. Number 1 is no smell whatsoever. You come right out of the shower, and if you scrubbed appropriately or if you use soap, then you should have no smell under your armpits. Walk out, beautiful, just like skin, just like you were smelling your hands, something like that. Really clean. The second level is you've been sitting around maybe half a day, maybe a day, and if you smell your armpit, you're going to smell something. All right, that's normal. The third level, though, is, okay, with that second level, if someone comes up to you, they're not going to smell you. If someone leans on your shoulder, they're not going to smell you. The third level, though, is someone's near you, or even you maybe walk into a room and be like, whoo-wee, you need to shower. That's the third level, kind of really an offensive smell. That's what we're avoiding. It will come about sometimes, like you come in from exercising, you come in from the gym, you come in from playing sports, stuff like that, and you've been all sweaty and nasty on your shirt, you're going to need to shower. But to be honest, I found that to be true even when I did use deodorant. So take that for what it is. So that all being said, let's just go ahead and recap. Is life without artificial or natural deodorants possible? Absolutely. If you eat a healthy diet, a moderately, I'd say a pretty unstressed life. I mean, stress is going to come in life. You can't help that. But if you're mostly like de-stressed in life, eat well, and go without deodorant, and anytime you shower, you really scrub, or you use soap and scrub, you can really easily get by without deodorant and without adding chemicals to your body. That is a note. People will sometimes say, and you'll find online, like the question, if I'm adding these to my body, am I increasing my risk for Alzheimer's, or am I increasing my risk for women breast cancer? The research really doesn't point that way. What was found in kind of those studies was they pretty much just said, hey, look, there's aluminum compounds in the plaques and tangles for Alzheimer's, and there's aluminum compounds in deodorant, so they're linked. Well, correlation doesn't equal causation per se, but I mean, at the same time, I'm not going to say there's no effects, because I simply don't know that, and we never really know until down the road, and a lot of long-term studies are done. So for me, it's erring on the side of caution when it comes to using deodorants. And, I haven't paid money for stick after stick of deodorant since I started. So that's nice too. It saves you money and generates less waste. So that's kind of the reason I'm living without deodorant. I encourage you guys to do the research on your own to figure out if it's something you want to do. But no, it is possible as long as you follow some very basic guidelines and keep up with it. So anyway, that's Frenchie Powell with Permaculture Northeast, guys. I recommend you check out the rest of our videos on our channel for more tips like this. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment down below to help it get out to other people, as well as sharing it. So I'll catch you guys around. I love you all.